إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن عليًا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليًا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد. خودم نیست که حجاب. صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد.
السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي يجيبني حين أناديه ويستر علي كل عورة وأنا أعصيه ويعظم النعمة علي فلا أجازيه. نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه على آلائه ونعمائه، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، إلها واحدا أحدا فردا صمدا قيوما، نؤمن له بالربوبية ونقر له بالعبودية. من يهد الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وصل اللهم وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأوصياء والصديقين وعترة نبيك الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأدخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. Many parents ask about the way they should raise their children. Many of our families, they are struggling to raise their children in this environment, not only in the West, but in the East too. This is a global challenge that we are all facing. Every father, every mother, whether they have 1 or 10, they are facing this question. How do we raise our children in a way that we do not lose them? They don't follow other paths. They don't deviate from our path. What do we do? Of course, dua works, definitely. We believe in dua. We believe in 2 types of elements. One is the ghaibi, the unseen, and that is the dua. But dua is not enough. We need some material elements. We need some elements that we can see and we can execute in our life. So there are certain steps we can take, and we leave the rest with God. Once we take care of our duty, then we assign the rest. We do what we can, and what we can't, we leave it for God to take care of it. So today, allow me to mention 2 or 3 elements where we can really, through them, we can protect our children. Number 1 is to have a true friendship with your children at home. Yes, it is important that children respect their parents, they honor them, they listen to them. But at the same time, with that respect, we should have transparency and openness between the parents and the children. That respect between the son and the father should not deter the son to come forward and speak openly with his father. In the past, we were raised, our generation, we were raised in a way that we consider the father to be a holy man. So I cannot open up to him. We would always fear him. He was majestic at home. He was like a king. So we would kiss his hand, his feet, bow down before him, listen to him, obey him blindly. And we did not get a chance to open up when we encounter a problem. We cannot go to the Father because he's holy. That thing does not work here. Here, your father, you respect your father and your mother. They are holy, but they are accessible too. A holy that you can touch. There are some holy things you cannot touch them. You cannot look at them. But your parents are holy, but you can touch them, you can talk to them, you can reach out to them, you can have discussion with them. So this is important, to have a transparency with our children, to allow them to come to us When there is a problem in their life, they don't go to someone else. They come to their parents, to their fathers and their mothers, and share what they have with them. Many children left their families because they did not have dialogue with their parents. They had miscommunication with their parents. They had misunderstanding with their parents. They were in one valley and their parents were in a different valley. They did not sit to speak. Even when they sit to speak, to discuss something, tension will prevail. There will be always tension between them, always a quarreling. And this is why they left the family. So both lost. The children lost and the parents lost as well. Both lost. The family was disintegrated. You know, sometimes I go to a cemetery for a funeral and I don't find the children. The father is being buried, the mother is being buried, the children are not there. They don't want to attend their parents' funeral. Why? Because they were away from the family for the last 20 years, 30 years. Or sometimes they come to the funeral, but you realize that they did not have good relationship with their deceased ones, with their loved ones, with their parents, because of miscommunication. So definitely children have to respect their parents. Al-birru bil-walidain, being dutiful to your parents, is one of the pillars of our faith. But at the same time, the father and the mother are friends, not just fathers and mothers. Close friends, real friends, true friends with their children. They have to allow them to speak, to come forward. Allow them to argue sometimes. Allow them to vent what they have inside. If the parents do not shelter their children, who's going to shelter them? Do you think that there is someone more merciful, more compassionate, more understanding than the parents to the children? Mothers have to have open arms and open hearts. Fathers have to have open arms and open borders and open hearts with their children. So they come and talk to them. So number one element in protecting our children is sadaqa, friendship with our children. They are our friends. They are not afraid to speak to me. They are not afraid to share with me. Because we are sharing this life. We are sharing the ups and downs of this life. We are one family. This is the meaning of one family. One family means that when something happens to one member of the family, the whole family is affected. The whole family has to rush to save and protect and salvage that person. This is one element. The second element of maintaining a good family and protecting one's children is to infuse them with self-confidence. We have many things in this life. When it comes to materialism, most of us, maybe not all of us, most of us, we have material objects in our life, material success in our life. But you know what most people lack today? Most of them. They lack self-confidence. Many people in the community, specifically the young generation, they have low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. They have low confidence in themselves. So the job of the parents is not just to bring food and a drink home, it's to bring self-confidence. The job of the parents is to encourage their children, to inspire them, to empower them. You know how much potentials and talents and energies God has put inside you, inside your son, your daughter, yourself? So much potentials. They have so much energy inside them, but you need someone to come and discover and excavate, because these talents and these potentials, they are buried. They are buried inside your son and your daughter. You need to get them out. You need to excavate them. You need to encourage them. Every single morning, even if you spend 2 minutes with your son, your daughter, you may say something positive to them. Word of encouragement. Word of inspiration. Word of inspiration. It's not just, I am not just a breadwinner. I am not just a breadwinner. Don't always consider your job to be material, financial. I have to provide my family with food. Yes, you have to provide them with food, with healthcare, but you have to provide them with inspiration too. With energy, with strength, with nasiha, with advice, with manners. This is our job. Try to build your children, build their character. If they are reach the age of 20 and 25 and 30, and parents neglect them, they don't talk to them, they don't encourage them, then it is too late. This is why you find today some children in our community are leaders. Why they are leaders? They are already leaders. It is because of the encouragement of their parents, their teachers, their elders, their community members, community leaders. They become leaders too. Some of them, they have low self-esteem. They are lost, confused. Their energy is lost. They don't use their energies and their talents in something good, in something positive to build themselves and their communities. So 2 things to maintain the family this week, and next week 3 things inshallah. One is true friendship with our children. They have to be our first friends. They have to be very close to us. We have to break these barriers. Yes, they must respect you. Don't let them mess up with you. Disrespect to the parents is dangerous. They must. They have to know the rules and regulations. This is my father, this is my mother. I must respect them. But at the same time, they are my friends. There is no barriers between us. We can share, we can speak, we can open up to each other. And the second element is the element of infusing them with self-confidence and self-worth. Self-worth is important, that you are important. You are intelligent. You can do much better than this. Encouragement. Not rebuke. Sometimes rebuke is dangerous, but encouragement is good. And sometimes it's okay to exaggerate when you encourage. It is okay sometimes when someone is not intelligent to tell him you are intelligent. He's not doing excellent, you tell him alhamdulillah, you did good. Because he will recover. When you give him a positive word, he will do much better. But if you give him a negative word, you are breaking him down. So they need encouragement, they need inspiration, they need empowerment. Empowerment, remember, every day empower your family, empower your children. When they leave the house, give them words of empowerment. It would stay with them for the rest of the day. And inshallah, there are other elements that we will touch upon them next Friday, where we begin the salat. At what time next Friday? Alhamdulillah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه على آلائه ونعمائه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وصل اللهم وسلم على خلفاء نبيك وأوصيائه وأهل بيته وأحبته، علي أمير المؤمنين وقائد الغر المحجلين، وعلى البضعة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، وعلى سبطي نبي الرحمة وسيدي شباب أهل الجنة الحسن والحسين عليهما السلام، وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الهادي المهدي، عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل مخرجه وجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه. عباد الله، أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ولزوم أمره. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، هذا عطاؤنا فمن أو أمسك بغير حساب. This is our gift, this is our wealth, so you give it to whomever you want to give, or you withhold it without accounting. Give without account. God says to Sulaiman, give, be generous. We have given you the wealth, the treasury, so give to whomever you want to give without accounting. Don't count when you give. This is a reference to generosity. And these are one of the principles that I will discuss today and next week, inshallah, God willing. In the second sermon, I'm going to discuss another good character, another principle, Islamic principle, that is hope. How to have hope in this life. Probably, or definitely, the most sublime and the most important and eminent character in a believer is generosity. My friends, when someone is generous, generosity is going to cover up for his other deficiencies and weaknesses. If he has other problems in life, other areas where he's not doing well, not doing good, other deficiencies, once he's generous, it is going to cover up other deficiencies. On the other hand, if someone is not generous, even if he's pious, he's on time, okay, he's humble, that would not help him if he's not generous. Karam is the mother of all virtues. If you have karam, then other virtues are secondary. If you don't have karam, then something else I don't want to say. So karam would help you in this life. And this is why the hadith says the person who's kareem and generous is mahbub. People love him. Not because he's perfect, he's not perfect. He has many deficiencies, many weaknesses. But he has something, a landmark in him. Kareem, he's kareem. The hadith says, al-kareem qareebun min al-nas. He's beloved by the people. People love him. Qareebun min Allah. He's beloved by God too. Qareebun min al-jannah. He's close to paradise too. The opposite of that is the stingy, the bakhil. The bakhil, ba'idun min al-nas, ba'idun min Allah, ba'idun min al-jannah. He's far from three things. From people, from God, from paradise. Inna Allah ta'ala kareemun wa yuhibbul kareem. One of the most important characters of God is what? He's generous. He gives us, even if we don't deserve, He gives. God says to Sulaiman, give without account. When you give, don't tell him this is 1, 2, 3. Carry a bunch of money and give. Don't count. So definitely God is more generous than Sulaiman alayhi salam. He is Kareem and He loves those who are Kareem, those who are generous. We have been told that one day they brought some criminals. They stood before the Prophet and they were about to be punished. They did something wrong, something gross. So the Prophet punished the first one, the second one. When the turn came to the third one, Jibreel came down with an emergency message from God. He said, Ya Rasulullah, Al-Aliyu al-A'la yuqri'uka as-salam. He sends his greetings to you. And he says, forgive this man. He is a criminal, forgive him. The Prophet said, why? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is Kareem, he is generous. He helped his community. He gives his wealth, his money, his help, his assistance to the community members. So God loves him. Overlook his crimes. His generosity is going to help him and waive the punishment because he's Kareem. The man turned to the Prophet. The Prophet hardly knew the man. He didn't know him. And said to him, God is asking me to forgive you. He said, why, Ya Muhammad? Why do you forgive me? You didn't forgive those who are earlier, before me. He said, because Jibreel is telling me you are a generous person, you help your community. The man said, no, but you don't know me. Then this means that you receive revelation from God. You receive the news from God. أنا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. You know who's the happiest person? If you ask me, who's the happiest person in this life? Who lead a truly a life of satisfaction and happiness is the generous person. And you know who's the most miserable man? Who's the miserable human being in this life? Is the bakhil, the stingy. The Kareem enjoys his wealth and he makes others to enjoy. And he will be happy when he sees people are happy around him. Whereas the bakhil, neither he makes himself happy, nor he allows others to become happy. The one who's really Kareem, he enjoys this life, helping others. There is no greater enjoyment when you see people are thriving, people are succeeding in this life. And that is the Kareem. I remember one time visiting someone who was multimillionaire. He had many properties in different countries. In several countries, he really owned buildings, lands, ranches, whatever. It was a hot day during the summer. When we went into his room, the room was hot, humid. We could not tolerate. So one of us turned to him and he said, why the room is hot? You don't have an air conditioner in this building? He said, yeah. And this is, remember, a multi-millionaire, huh? And he was almost in his 80s. He had only a few years to live. So one asked him, do you have an air conditioner? He said, yes, we have, but I'm saving on energy. Can you imagine? He has millions of dollars worldwide. He's saving couple of hundreds of dollars. This is bukhl. This is not considered saving. Even if you ask people in Edison company, they say, no, don't do this saving. Don't do this saving. This is not good for your health. This is not saving. This is bukhl, stinginess. Stinginess. Someone who's bakhil does not have a trust in God, believe me. Because we know God is the Razzaq. God says, spend what you have in your pocket, I will replace it. So someone who does not spend and does not help his family, his children, his neighbors, his community, he doesn't have faith in God, as if he's saying to God, no, you are not sending me. I can't trust you. Many people, they accumulate money. They don't enjoy it. They have. Sometimes a person does not have money. You may understand his or her situation. They don't have money. And God does not overburden them. But when someone has good income and he does not spend, this is a disaster. And many of them, they keep accumulating the money until they die. They don't enjoy the money. They spend their energy, their time, their effort in gathering this money, collecting this money, accumulating this money, but they themselves don't enjoy it. People come after them, they enjoy this money free, their children. I know some parents, they did not donate. You ask them, they don't give. And they are rich, very rich. What hurts you when people are rich and they don't give? You don't expect people who are moderate, economically moderate, to give. They didn't give, and they died, and we have to die. There is no escape from death. Whether you are rich or poor, we have to die. Their children came and they started donating, giving. The money that they did not, they did not struggle to make it. Their parents struggled, and they gave the money. So the credit goes to whom? Definitely to the children. The hadith says, إِنَّ أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ حَسْرَةً يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. The person with the most pain inside him on the day of judgment is the one مَنْ رَأَى مَا لَهُ فِي مِيزَانِ غَيْرِهِ, who sees his wealth that he accumulated, he gathered, he made millions of dollars, but it went into the wrong account. It was accredited and deposited in someone else's account, not his account, because he didn't spend it. The one who came after him inherited this amount. He spent the money, so it goes into his account, not his father's account. مَنْ رَأَى مَا لَهُ فِي مِيزَانِ غَيْرِهِ. This is why, my friends, don't befriend someone who's stingy. Stay away from the stingy. If you want to be courteous to him or her, just say salam. No more than salam. That's it. Don't take someone who's stingy as your friend. Don't. Because this is stinginess is sometimes it's a contagious disease. So stay away from someone who's stingy. Sometimes you find people who are generous, individuals who are generous, and sometimes you find generosity in a nation. The nation is generous. The community is generous. That whole society is generous, which leads you sometimes into thinking that it could be inherent. It could be genetic. Sometimes really it is genetic. You go to some countries, you find them very generous. You go to next door countries, they are not generous. So it could be genetic, but Allah says, even if it is genetic, you have to fight this. I have given you the tools to fight stinginess. Be Kareem, have hope in God. Give. God will replace it. God will replace whatever you spend. Be generous with your family, with your children, with your grandchildren, with your cousins, with your extended family members. Be mahboob. Be the most popular in the eyes of God. When you are generous, be the most popular. Have a trust in God. Generosity is going to increase your faith and your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, next Friday we begin at 1 p.m. and tonight we have the kids club at 6:30 p.m. inshallah. The kids, they come and enjoy socializing and learning here at 6:30 p.m. So bring your kids. And on March 17th, Sunday, March 17th, we are celebrating the Milad, the birthday of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, at 5:30 p.m. So we end, inshallah, by 7:15, which is the time for Salat al-Maghrib. So we begin Sunday, 5:30 p.m., March 17th, Sunday, March 17th at 5:30 p.m. inshallah. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat wahhid qulubana ala al khayri wal birri wal salahi wal taqwa وعجل في فرج سيدنا وإمامنا صاحب العصر والزمان وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثواب الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.